Mabuhay, Kamusika, welcome. How are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. As a man married to a Filipina, I know some things firsthand about the type of women they are. Today we'll focus on the quality of generosity. Subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea to learn about Filipinas, who are women from the Philippines, and I will go in depth about how I think you can be the type of husband she wants and needs. Leave a comment if you can relate to the generosity of a Filipina. Stop by the WordPress blog site called Love Beyond the Sea, pinned in the comments section. A working Filipina has learned to make sacrifices for the good of her family. Often that's a large one. I have observed this from my wife in almost 5 years of marriage. She is a typical elder daughter who's working to help supplement the needs of her family. Sometimes a Filipino will work for a sibling to help them with schooling, then they will get the schooling, so the latter Filipino will go to work. Providing for mom and papa is very important. It is a practical way to honor their father and mother. I don't know when this generosity is supposed to end. If you have children with your Filipina, then I think she will rein in the generosity to her family in the Philippines to concentrate on the family that you now have with her. It seems like an obligation for a Filipina to send money home to the Philippines. No one can criticize a Filipina for wanting to help take care of her family. I just don't like it when they do it to their own harm to take care of others. I have told my wife that a Filipina needs to take care of herself first, or one day she might not be capable of helping someone else. During this recent coronavirus worldwide outbreak, many Filipinos are hurting financially. Not only is my wife making sure that her family in the Philippines is taken care of, but she also wants to help those less fortunate in the Philippines. She recently participated in buying family care packages for many households, and I am so proud of her for it. I also want to help her, and so does my mother. We love Isa, and what is important to her is important to us. My wife is a caring woman. I love seeing her help others. It also shows I am married to a woman with character. The biggest reason a Filipina goes overseas to work is to send support back home. She still wants to marry a man who will allow her to do this while she works to be a good wife to him. Because of this, I have not interfered with my wife sending money back home. In fact, I have encouraged her because the Bible talks about being a cheerful giver. I have experienced God's blessing for giving, and I want her to experience it too. I have never heard my wife complain about sending hard-earned money of hers back home. She does have principles about it, though, and isn't going to get coerced into doing something that she isn't comfortable with. We have sent bulk buy-in boxes to the Philippines, and each time we go to the Philippines, my wife packs a suitcase also with all kinds of chocolates, perfumes, shoes, purses, some food, cell phones, you name it, whatever she thinks the need is. She has brought baby clothes for her sister's children. I like to help too. Even my mother has given us money or some jewelry to give to her family. This family dynamic has always impressed me. I hear some foreigners dislike it or seem to disparage it, but it is what it is. It's been a part of culture or just necessity and isn't going to be going away anytime soon. We don't feel that kind of obligation here in America, it seems, even when our parents are much older. I haven't noticed many older Filipinos working in the Philippines. It seems like mostly young women and young men. I doubt there's Social Security or people have pensions or 401ks. It's a trade-off when a man, usually a lot older than a Filipina, wants to pursue one for marriage. He shouldn't expect her to stop helping her family anytime soon. I don't think that would be fair to her. How generous should she be? Can she be too generous? I think it is acceptable to gently tell her that it is okay to keep money for herself, or that the two of you need to pay some bills, or she may need to save for a car someday. I would not lay down the law, so to speak. She is going to send money home. She doesn't even know how much until she starts working in your country. It may be that after working long and hard, she will develop a different perspective on this than she had before she immigrated, but she will still give. I think this requires some finesse. On the one hand, you don't want to overreact and blow up when she sends a significant amount of money back home. But on the other hand, you don't want her to think that you are controlling her. As you might imagine, this could be the cause of more than a few arguments. I have decided to trust my wife to know where to draw the line. It would be better to ask her to make you aware of what she is sending back home from her earnings so that you can openly communicate about it. I would like to think that she would exercise common sense when deciding how much to help and for what and for how long. I am sure she wants to keep some for herself since she has likely never been able to before she starts working in your country. It may be cultural, it may be out of necessity, but I still marvel at the generosity of my love beyond the sea.